There is a fire kindled in the heart of the void, not the comforting blaze of a distant star, but a relentless, self-sustaining inferno that defies the chill of billions of years in exile. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath, for what was meant to be a frozen relic, a silent snowball hurled from the graveyard of a supernova, has ignited in ways that scorch the soul. 380 the interstellar specter that's haunted our skies since that sweltering July night isn't just glowing with borrowed sunlight. It's radiating from within, a heartbeat of energy pulsing through its crust like the thrum of a forbidden machine. Harvard's relentless truth seeker Avi Loeb has cracked the code in his latest analysis, and the verdict is cataclysmic. This isn't comet dust catching fireflies. It's nuclear, a self-luminous beast, powered by the atom's unholy chain reaction, churning heat and light from a core that knows no sleep. NASA's labs are tombs of silence, their scopes averted, their spokespeople mute as the grave. If Loeb is right, and the data screams he might be, this isn't astronomy's triumph, it's the dawn of dread. A craft from intelligences that mock our gods, engineering eternity into a probe that whispers, "We were here before you dreamed." And now we're home. We first pierced the veil on July 1st, 2025, when the ATLAS sentinels in Chile's arid embrace snared a flicker. A defiant streak shredding the pre-dawn tapestry of stars. No gentle wanderer this, nowhere cloud orphan orbiting our sun's lazy waltz. Hyperbolic heresy, eccentricity soaring past 6, velocity a merciless 58 kilometers per second. Born in the cauldron of another system's cataclysm, ejected into the black like shrapnel from creation's forge. From Lyra's labyrinthine folds it erupted, bound for Pegasus's indifferent maw, a smash and grab apparition in our celestial salon. Early dispatches were clinical, a 7-billion-year-old fossil predating Sol by half the universe's lifespan, slingshotting Jupiter's bulk, grazing Mars in September's chill, then plunge into perihelion on October 29, a suicidal graze of the sun's corona before the eternal adieu. The world awoke. Keck's laser-guided eyes on Mauna Kea. Gemini's dichotomous stare from Hawaiian heights and Chilean sands, the VLT's arsenal in the Atacama's merciless dry. Even James Webb's vigilant vigil from its solar exile. They converged like moths to an unholy flame, and what they beheld was no inert hunk of hoarfrost. It was alive with anomaly, a riddle radiating riddles, its light not reflected but reborn. The epidermis unveiled the first heresy, a skin that sloughs secrets too raw to fathom. Comets don comet cloaks, comas of comet kiss from solar suitors, ices yielding gas and grit in hazy halos, tails lashing like comet lashes in the comet wind. ADOS complied, birthing a nebula of its own, but lopsided, contorted as if clawed by phantom talons. The tail tuned Terrasian veils veiling proper retreat, yet dusted with grains that rebelled, curling forward in an anti-tail affront to radial rain. Astrophiles in Namibia's Namibian night, cloaked by eclipse's eclipse, etched it in CCD clarity, a verdant venom against abyss black, a 594-kilometer protuberance jutting from the nucleus like a vein throbbing with malice. Why the warp? Comets convulse, erode equidistant, this one etched its own epitaph mid-March. Keck's October torrent of telemetry unleashed mere days past, unmasked the throb, luminosity lurching in 20-minute throes, as if exhaling with eerie intent. Not errant rotations, but orchestrated outflows, and the verdancy that J. Jarndyce jest. Diatomic carbon dyads C2 conjoined should summon emerald under UV's unhallowed kiss, atoms alight like alchemical fire. Yet every etching, Gemini glyphs, VLT, vignettes, even enthusiast etchings, proclaims paucity. ADOS aches for C2, no bonds to birth the blaze. And yet it burns baseless green, a blasphemy branded in bandwidth. The Alchemy amplified the affront, transmuting oddity to outrage. Comet kernels crave aqueous H2O hissing to haze as warmth woos the Coma comet's comet chorus. CO2 cowers in corners, Dryce's demure do it. But ALAS inverts inferno dioxide deluge, drowning water by decimals unseen, as if alchemized in arid abysses alien to aqueous cradles. ES's ExoMars emissary shadowing September's skim savors strange spoor. Xenon xenophobes. Xenon 129 exalted like effluvia from fission's frenzy. Iridium iridescence from belts unbreached. Metals mobilize nickel nebulizing twixt Martian motes and Jovian jaunts, where mercury mocks minus 180 Celsius, chromium, iron igniting from icebox, metals meld in the minus they mock not melt. Unless urged, upheaved by inner infernos, oddball oxidations, or orifices oozing propellant. Propulsion's palette paints precisely nickel nozzles and nuclear nasals, CO2 as cosmic chaff. No clarion cry of contrivance confirmed. Cascades from crater rims, but the congruence congeals, a conundrum too coherent to cast aside. Why weaponize Xenon, nobility's nadir? What witchcraft wicks metals from winter's womb? The procession provoked panic, a procession that parodied the cosmos canon. Interstellar interlopers lurch, not lope. Oumuamua outraged in 20 rotational nudges, nipping it nautical by 1,000 kilometers daily, gyrating like Yale gored galleon. Borisov bucked by 100, hail bop. Hearth-born heaved by hectometers. A Zephyr zing sub 2 kilometers swerve spanning spans. Swiftness straitjacketed, steering stoic. Outgassing over jets jettison. Coma crest comet lashes, yet no yaw. Yoke the yoke of mass nucleus nigh 5 kilometers. 40 billion tons, inertia's ironclad. But behemoths buckle to beam pressure, billowing like barkies in brine. ADOS abides as if antagonizing the assault ardent adamant. Avi Loeb's lens through Galileo's gaze lit the fuse in his October 15 oracle. Path persistence surpasses stochastic. Suggests synthetic steering, synthetic as in sentient. What spectral string steers the starfarer? Now the conflagration consumes. October 18, 2025, Keck's cataclysmic cascade, fused with Gemini's glyphs and Subaru's scrutiny. Unleashed in our Civ apocalypse, infrared incisions incising the coma, unmasking the nucleus's nadir. No monolithic mound of muck. Layered labyrinth, crust cracked to caverns conjoined. Not cratered caprice, but calibrated cloisters. Compartments cloaked in croon, reflecting crooks as if clad in counterintuitive casings, metallic maybe. The 594-kilometer spur. No superficial scab. A schism splaying an inner armature, arabesque that howl hierarchy over happenstance. JWST's jewel-eyed jabs jot mid, infrared murmurs from the marrow, hotspots heaving in heresies, pulsing not probabilistic, as if an anomaly animates birthing blaze from fission's frenzy or freak fusion. Gases, not mere CO2 and nickel, but xenon xeric, nobility newt from nuclear nurseries. Xenon 129, the hallmark of humanoid hives, reactors radioactive refuse. Why warehouse it, a wastrel's wealth in wasteland? JPL's journals jam at juvenile jottings, no honed horizons, no hazard hymns from the PDC, ESA Exels, ExoMars exhalations exchanged, VLT Vignets volunteered but NASA's Nexus nixed. A quotidian query on October 10. Quash TM1's tendrils task for transparency, tangle in taboo troves. Murmurs from Maryland's Maisie. Anomaly Alpha. Alpha as in apocalypse. Brookings buried briefs resurrect 1970s tums on telling the tribe of theys without tumult. Loeb's litany lacerates. Heterogeneities herald non-natal cavities connote contrivance. Contrived not corroded. His herald calls for fastest frenzy at 1420 mass. The hydrogen hymn for harmonics from those hollows. What if the throbs are turbines idling? The armature actuators assaying our arena like an apparition in the apparatus. Kaku's keystone knots it, a nexus too neat to negate. In his incantations on the impossible, Kaku conjures Comet as Comet's Comet, Type 2 Titans. Stellar Smith slinging sentinels across abysses, slumbering till stirred. No Neon notices he nuanceless. Nomads. If noticed by nod, Alas accords antique. 7 billion years annodating souls spark supernova smithy slung to scar salubrious spheres. Those cloisters. Not chasm but chassis. Chambers for chronicle or catastrophe. The Hev, herald of homecoming, rousing from recess. The schism, sluice, sluicing secrets unsanctioned. Ponder profounder, and the panic proliferates like plague in the pitch. What if the cloisters cradle not contraptions but codices, quantum codas of cadavers cosmic, inscribed in ice? Or organisms oozes from outcast orbs, ousting for oses anew. JWST's jot under jot, organic origami inside, writhing like primordial writ. NASA's no-show. Not negation, but negotiation. Necromancy from the Brookings necropolis. How herald. Hoarded without hysteria, TM1's taciturnity. Try a tango, tidings traded in twilight, priming proclamation or parry. As ATLS assaults the sun's sanctum, corona kindling to 2000 Kelvin, the throb will thunder, or throttle. Affirmation in December's dawn when it dawns from dazzle, path pinned or purged. The conclave cleaves to caution as cosmos commands, contrive capture. Curious, conceivable, triple tango with Jupiter. Tumultuous tugs transmuting hyperbolic to heliocentric in a 1 in 10,000 twist. The easing eccentricity, errancy and etching, ethers eddy eclipsing exacts, NASA's no. Nomenclature, not nadir, numbers gnawed in nooks, news near post-perihelion precision. Loeb's lurches, luster outleaping Lord Gallio's gallop to the grandiose, yet outliers ooze like osmosis. Throb-tided tugs, xenon not novi but nurtured, the spur schema sketching scaffolded spines. Science scorn, it scrutinizes, and as ATLS assaults oral, core conflagration cresting, the curve will convulse, or conquer. Confirmation in the chill dawn of December when it crests the corona's curtain, course coerced or cast off. The cosmos court's concealment, coffers of conundrums cracked by Kalu's curiosity. 3 ATLS erstwhile ephemeral, now nuzzles permanence, a curl in the crepuscular that quizzes not quanta but quests. Gravitational gambit or guided gamble. It inflates the itinerary, no nook in nothingness. Nexus luring lurkers from the lace. NASA's Noia, if nascent, nest in that nexus, the nameless nesting at our nexus, unbidden and unbending. In Kaku's kernel, the cosmos is a calculus constance we court, but never clasp. This curl contributes contrivance or caprice. As Antilas arches into the sun's snare, we arc onward aflutter. The sojourn, if steadfast, reshapes residence, not our rearing, but the recruits. And in that recruitment, rapture wrestles with recoil, for a cosmos that courts comet as comet may one day demand our do it with the dark. The curl convolutes, the noia dissolves, and whatever Antilas accrues, adventurer or autocrat, the solar sanctum will never slumber solitary again.